Yeah, I'll start with the topic about discipline. Discipline encourages a growing child to think of their behavior. And you have to set certain positive rules at home, not just a simple control of a child, because there have to be rules that they have to follow, a set of rules that they have to follow. And when you set those rules, make sure you don't follow them up. You have to keep following them up, because once you break them down, that's it. There will be no rules to follow. That will be it. It will be all crushed. And I want to talk about a little bit about the effective communication during discipline. It's very, very important to let the child understand why a certain behavior is unacceptable. Because if they don't understand that, then there's no way they are going to be disciplined or change the behavior they are following, because they don't understand why. They would think that it is just a simple thing. Oh, I'm just doing this. Why is it wrong to do that? So you have to explain, make them understand why certain things, certain behaviors are not acceptable. And you have to set to make sure to follow through the consequences. If you have you have to give a punishment, don't be heavy on that punishment. Where that punishment, that action that you are taking, it has to be equal to the behavior that that child has done. Don't make just a simple thing and you set up a very, very heavy punishment for it. No, yes, it can be something simple and you set up a heavy punishment. So let it be equal to the punishment, to the behavior that you are taking action to, and build a sense of understanding. Because many older children may have, older children have long-term memory or what, understand, but when you go to young children, they have short-term memory. So once they do something, or you want to display, they do something, give them the punishment, in whatever you decide to give them the punishment, as quickly as possible, because when you leave it for a long time, they will not even know why you are giving them that punishment, because they have already forgotten what they have done. They say, why is she saying this and that? I didn't do anything, because they have forgotten that they did something, why they are being punished at that moment. And tell a child in advance, you have to tell them in advance that what you are doing, the behavior you are doing, there will be consequences for that particular behavior. If you decide that you are giving a punishment, don't give them a punishment, which means nothing to them. If a child, for instance, if a child likes maybe watching TV, then use that. Say, oh, you are not going to watch TV for half an hour, because she will miss whatever she wants to watch or whatever he wants to watch. So that one will be meaningful. It will mean something to them. But if you give them a punishment, something they don't like, then they will say, after all, I'm not even interested in doing this and that and that. So it has to be something that they are really, really interested in. And you should know sometimes give a chance to make a little judgment in the light of the expected outcomes. And outcomes, and what I see with my children, sometimes the children ask a lot of why, how. Yes. Oh, but this is, I saw so and so do this. They copy. This behavior is copied. They can copy this behavior, can be learned from somewhere else. So just encourage your children. You can help them to unlearn that behavior that they learned, because it is very, very easy. They copy, oh, so-and-so does that, oh, so-and-so does that, oh, so-and-so say this, oh, this and that. So they can, as they learn that behavior, they can unlearn that behavior. And if you are giving a punishment, it has to be a reasonable one, a reasonable one, not extremely harsh or what. There has to be a reasonable one, fair, I would say fair to the child. And what else did I want to talk about? And some of us, some parents, I would say, maybe I'm one of them. Now that I've learned a few things, I see myself as different. Anyway, my children have grown now. The youngest is 17 today. So, yeah. But sometimes when you are talking to these children, maybe you're angry with them, you are disciplining them, you want to discipline them or this and that, they have done something wrong. Sometimes we parents, we don't allow them to express, to say why they did these certain things, why they did this and that and that and that. So we don't give them a chance to express themselves, to say, to explain why such and such and such has happened. So we have to listen to them, to give them a bit of a chance to listen to them, to give them a chance to explain why certain things have happened. Then with that, you find a way of telling them, but this ABCD is not right. It should have happened. So there they will know that, yeah, at least that parent, at least she listened to me or he listened to me what I had to say, although he will understand better that although what I did was wrong, but he gave me a chance to explain what happened, what went on. And what else? And a little, in most cases, you can use when a child does behaves bad, there's no reward or praise or what, but when they do good, a little bit of praise can go a long way. A little bit of praise or a small reward or what, they can encourage the child even to behave in a good way. Like, especially, I'm talking about this younger age, age like 2, maybe 3, 5, 6. And adults, it can be a bit hard because, but with the young ones, a little bit of praise, it can be praise, smiles, attention, or small tokens, reward. They can encourage that child to improve on the behavior, their habits to change in a way. And if a child is verbally abusive, disobedient, the behavior, messy, eating, and physical aggression, hyperactive, sometimes that child might have a problem. It might not be the behavior, but it might have a problem whereby you need to seek for professional help, support for a child to be assessed, because it might be something wrong with the child. Maybe it's autistic, maybe what, anything. So that one you need to, because you try all sorts to try and contain that behavior or make him contain the behavior. Nothing is working. Nothing, you have tried everything, all sorts, everything, but nothing is working. So that one seeks, you need to seek for help from a professional, because it means something is seriously wrong with that child.